Hello and welcome to the Special Needs Sibling Podcast, where we talk about what life is really like as a sibling to someone with special needs. I'm your host, Charlene, and today our guest is Emily.
Hi everyone.
Cool. I found Emily on Instagram, and we're actually recording an international call, which is really exciting. So, I'm in the U.S. and you're in Singapore, so we managed to get through the time changes. So thank you for meeting with me today.
Yeah, welcome.
Cool. And I guess we'll just hop right in. And so, if you could lay out your family structure, like your birth order, and a little bit about your sibling with a disability.
Basically, I'm the eldest daughter in my house. I have two younger siblings, one younger sister, which is this second, and then my younger brother, which is third, and my younger brother is autism, by the way, ESD.
Cool. My sister also has autism, so we have that in common. And then I'm also the eldest. For your brother, is he like higher functioning or lower functioning?
It's more towards the low functioning.
Okay, my sister too. Um, Yeah, cool. So I guess from there, are there any topics that you want to bring up? We try to just kind of whatever siblings you want to talk about, just since we have the space to talk about. So anything of interest you want to bring up?
I think my brother is very interesting. He just likes to help me to do things whenever I came back from work. On just uh, open up the shoe rack. Just want to help me keep my shoes, but in the end I keep by myself. And also one thing about him, he likes to wash my water bottle after I came back from work.
Aw.
Yes, that's him. But sometimes I haven't drink finish the water. I wanted to finish. I don't want to waste it, but he still insists that he wants to wash it. Yeah,
That's
that's
funny.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's it. It reminds me of when we taught my sister how to not wash the dishes, but like after dinner, put the dishes in the sink, so that like she understood the concept that she's supposed to wash them. So it was funny because then she would just kind of just dump them in the sink and then go away. But I don't know if she's learned to wash them yet. But it's very thoughtful of your brother to like wash it for you. Yeah. Um. So I guess from when you were like as kids and stuff growing up versus now you're kind of all more adults. Like, are there any like differences between then and now, or things that like are the same between when you were younger and now?
I guess when I was younger, I saw like don't know what. I just find my brother very cute lah. When I was just a 5-year-old kid, when my brother was born, I actually very excited to see his face, very cute. And then we get to
Aw.
celebrate his 1-year-old birthday. Back then, my dad was having a mini mart business shop at that point of time, and then we just very excited to celebrate our brother's birthday. But when it came the age of 3, then we realized he has no speech, and then my parents was concerned and then sent him to a doctor to see what diagnosis he sent. So the doctor found out that he has autism, and then my parents were quite disappointed at the point of time
Oh.
because at that era in the 1990s, we didn't know what is autism. We didn't know what is autistic, this term. And then my parents also need to do research to find out more. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
even right now in my workplace, I do have students with special needs, and I do went for special need course to find out more about it also.
Oh yeah, because then you can learn more in addition to like as research. I mean, right now there's a lot of more information than
Yes,
back in the
yes.
'90s. Yeah, because my sister was also diagnosed in the '90s at 3. But it's funny because like I don't. How much older are you than your brother?
5 years apart.
Okay, yeah, because when I was so me and my sister are 2 years apart, and so when she got diagnosed, like I don't remember anything. Like my parents have told me stories about when she was younger and stuff, and then before she got diagnosed, but I don't remember a lot until I was probably like in elementary school. So that's what like, yeah, when I got older. but it's amazing how much more research there is now in like
Yeah.
the last kind of like 30
Yeah.
years and everything like that. Yeah. Um so in terms of going into like public spaces and things, I know for me it's kind of a hit or miss situation. Like sometimes it's fine and everybody's happy and like, my sister does really well, and other days not so great and just kind of like they're not
Yeah.
having a good time and it's hard. So what was your experience like just going out in public and stuff?
I just felt like my brother, he can be very rigid. And the very funny thing that he just like to take all the brochures and then everything take one, and then we just stop. And then he just keep taking non-stop. And then, okay, okay, enough, enough. But he just has this habit. I think he's just interested to, to, to find out the brochure and then do all his things and
Mhm.
here. But sometimes I just find him like, okay, can you stop it? I was like, okay, enough. And then I felt like the person looking at him felt like, hey, how come he keep taking all these things? Why he's so interested in keeping all these things? Is it a collection or not?
Yeah. I, yeah, does he actually keep it? I know my sister, she would take them and we would just recycle them when we got home. She used to do that too, but she would rip them up. So what she would do is like go, like if we were in a mall, she would get the paper, bring it home, rip it, and then just like play with the paper. So we would have to like throw it in the trash can when we got home. But does your brother keep any of it, or does he throw it away, or like do you know what he
Oh,
does with it at home?
he take the brochure and then he's use his fingernails, go and scratch it, scratch already. After that,
Oh,
put in the newspaper area to sell it to the Garang Goli man. And that, yeah, then we were
oh,
like,
that's good.
okay. But right now, like all the flyer, all this, right? We only just give it to him when we're not interested to read into it. We'll just give it to him.
Yeah, yeah, because the stuff you need to read, he can't have, because then you can't ever read it ever again. Yeah. Oh no, that's so funny. No, yeah, it's the amount. It's so and it's just paper too. That's what's so interesting, right? It's not like, oh, like it's money or it's like toys. It's just pieces of paper that are everywhere.
Yeah, that's quite funny about him. I mean, he just so interested in using his fingernails to scratch all the things in the flyer in the brochure.
Yeah. Does he
Yeah,
have any other like hobbies or that things that he likes to collect or play with that are not paper?
I like those olden days phone card, but now no more telephone card,
Oh yeah, right.
phone card. And then he likes to play puzzle, but now he don't play puzzles.
Oh, okay. My
Yes,
sister loves puzzles.
yeah,
Yeah, that's one of her like routine things is like in her day she'll do at least 3 puzzles. I mean, she does the same puzzles over and over, but that's part of her. She likes them a lot. So that's just part of her routine. Does your brother have like a routine where he goes through
yes. He
his
has
stuff
a.
every?
He just like to help my mom to keep the clothes after the laundry
Mm-hmm.
when he's back from his adult center, and then he will take the laundry, put inside the air dryer to make it dry. That's
Uh huh.
but the Singapore weather is so hot, and we don't want to waste the electricity. That's the thing. But most likely we will check through the clothes whether my mom will check through the clothes like if let's say it is very dry, then we won't put inside the air dryer. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. Because we want to save electricity.
Yeah, because you're running like AC like all the time, right? Because it's
Yes,
just it's
yes,
always hot.
yes. But he's
Yeah.
just very rigid. His routine can be very rigid.
Yeah. Does he have to have it written out, like on paper or anything, or does he just know it in his head?
He just play it for fun and I get and then sometimes he's just in his own world, standing at the window, looking at the car, then suddenly get excited, jump around, and then He will just make all the funny voice. I don't know what he's making sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I just join him and see what his reaction. But he just look at me and smile sometimes. Then my mom was like, "Hey, can you stop following him? Don't disturb me. I just want to see what his reaction."
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty funny. Cause he
Yeah,
just
but
yeah he's just like yeah he's like in his own world just doing what
yes,
he's doing and
yeah,
then it's like
he
wait
just
I'm over here.
yes, and okay, I'm just enjoying having fun, jumping at the window, and then very excited to see the car jump, jump, jump.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So then do you guys ever so if you ever have to change his routine, do you have to tell him ahead of time or does he just throw a fit no matter what? Or how does he react when you have to change stuff?
Hmm. Like usually at the adult center, the coach actually changed his routine. I think he is
Okay.
quite okay, but at home if we change a bit, he can be quite rigid, and sometimes
Oh, okay.
he can get quite angry.
Yeah, but at his center, then he's more okay with it.
Yes, actually he is quite fine with it.
Oh, funny. It's just one of those, like he compartmentalized, like oh here it's okay, here it's not, and then he can kind of flip flop. I think it
Yeah, yeah,
sounds like it, but because
yeah.
my sister, she used to be very rigid when she was like little. So it was really hard when if we like tried to go somewhere or had to change something at home, then it was hard. But then now it's not as bad, but we just have to tell her ahead. So you can't like last minute is a little bit harder, but if you tell her ahead, then she's like, "Oh, okay, that's the order of what we have to do." Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
during the COVID season, pre-COVID season,
Mhm.
which is like last year, we did bring our brother to go out for a walk Chinese
Mhm.
New Year. He just enjoyed nature walk outside.
Oh, that's cool.
He
My
loved
sister
it.
too.
Yeah, but right now, cause I'm able to go, cause my mom just did a knee surgery, so
Mhm.
have to rest her feet, do it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah. Do you just walk in your neighborhood?
no a bit hard, but like recently, I managed to bring my brother to go barber shop just nearby.
Oh, yay. Okay.
I myself just brought him to the barber shop to cut his hair.
Yeah, that's nice. My sister, my mom has to cut her hair. Still, I think she still has to do it because I think we tried it one time bringing her somewhere to have someone else cut it, and then that didn't go good. So my mom she at home just cuts her hair all
Oh,
the time.
understand.
Yeah.
Cause some of them very scared of the machine shaving all this.
Oh, and it makes the sounds too, huh? Because sometimes they're loud, and so it's like
Them
right
are
next to their
protective
ear.
about it lah. But my brother is not, so he's okay.
Oh, okay. Does he like if he hears loud noises and stuff, does he get scared of like like balloons or kids screaming or stuff like that, or is he okay?
He is okay, but because right now, like when he sent him to the barber shop or hairdresser to cut hair, he has his phone to play with him. He will look at the phone, then the hairdresser or the barber will just
Oh,
his hair.
okay.
So he's just interested in playing with his phone now. And then he just like to look at all the K-pop idol dancing, the girl generation, all these things.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
that's
he's
so
interested
funny.
to see all the pretty girl dance. Looking at him. You will look at his MRT video
Yeah.
in the YouTube.
Oh, that's so funny. I mean, I guess it keeps him occupied when he has to do stuff, so that part is good.
But try to stop him, but he's just so addicted with the handphone now.
Yeah, that's part is hard. I mean, even people who don't have autism, they're like on their phone all the time, so
Yes,
that it's
yes. Yeah,
it's
that,
hard.
that,
Yeah,
that's really not common thing now.
yeah, yeah. Because
Yes.
yeah, my sister yeah, after a certain point, then she gets very attached to it. So they try to not have her use it all the time. But in times when like we're outside and stuff, and we have to have her wait, then it's you can't really give her anything else because she does like small puzzles on her phone.
Mm, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Oh, too funny. I was gonna ask you about. I forgot what it was. So how? Oh, I guess how long has he been at the his adult center for?
Mm. For quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, we waited for like 1 or 2 years to manage to get him in because in Singapore, the adult center is very, very limited space. So
Okay.
at that point of time, we really look for our MP, our ex-MP to wrote a letter to in order to apply in this center for him.
Okay.
That's what we do to manage to get him in.
Yeah, then he's been going there because I think yeah we had to wait also, but I have a feeling that it's probably more limited in Singapore than in the U.S. or at least in California because in it's this thing where in the U.S. every state has its own like not restrictions, but they have their own like rule set regards to disability. So people who live in California it's like different than people who live in like New York, and they're all different. So some people have to like move their brother or sister because it's like better for them somewhere else, or they live in a different area, so they have to change everything. Which is I think in Singapore everywhere is just the same, right?
Yes, yes. It's small in the sense.
Yeah.
It's very small.
Yeah. I feel like that's easier because it's one set of rules instead of two. Because right now, me and my sister, we live in two different states. So, which right now it's okay because my parents are still with her, so it's not as big of a deal. But it's just, it becomes more complicated when you have to, when, like, you know, after our parents, like, can't help take care of them anymore and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Are there any, like, really fun stories like with your bro that like stuff that you like to do together that's like that keeps you guys bonded and stuff?
I actually started like doing TikTok
Really?
videos, doing some funny anime with him. Like
Aw.
he likes it. I think he enjoys doing it. But but
Yeah.
but one of the video, he's just ignoring me, playing with his phone. He's just in his phone world looking at his phone, and then I took that video, and then he's just like so into it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think things like that very hard to really have. I think I really appreciate the time that we did some social media video with him. Yeah, I felt like it's
Yeah.
fun to do this all these thing with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so because I'm single, I can do a lot of things, spend more time with him. I felt
Yeah, I can just kind of like hang out together cuz
yes.
all of you still live does your so you and your brother are still at home, but does your sister still live there too?
Yeah, we're staying together.
Okay. Yeah, so you yeah, so when you have a full household then there's also like more stuff. But I'm glad that you have like time to spend with your brother. That's fun. Cuz it was me and my sister, we our time together is mostly eating and watching television. It's nothing that exciting. That's mostly what we do
No,
together.
I can manage to sit down and watch a television show. My brother, like, his attention is so short. He just watched
Mhm.
a while. After that, he just go back to the window in his own world, jumping and then looking
Oh.
at the cars and just in his own world.
Oh, so he gets like more time at the window than he does like on like phone
Yes,
or TV or
yes,
and stuff, huh?
yes, yes. And then sometimes on his phone,
Yeah.
he do has a routine lah. My mom did buy some assessment for him to do like K1, K2 level to keep him occupied lah, at home
Yeah.
when during school holiday or public holidays.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
that's good. That at least yeah, that at least he has something to do when it's not
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's helpful. I think that was a hard thing for us before when she was she was in school. Then when there was holiday, then my mom had to figure out something else for her to do because she doesn't like being at home a lot. She'd rather go out, be with people, go do stuff.
Mm,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. Is there anything um where like it was really hard growing up, but then you know that it helped, like you can look back and you go, oh, that was really helpful just for you or for your family or for your brother.
uh, sometimes I do feel like during my teenager years, I do feel like wow, so hard to accept that fact, like having a special need brother that point of time. I just felt like this is very unfair to me. My brother, I was in my mind, I was like, if I have a normal siblings, will it be like more things to do? Will it be fun? Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, I will just feel that. But I think after I get to know his situation, well, I think I really treasure all the time that I have with him now. And I managed to do some social media stuff, all the funny animation, all this thing. Like
Yeah.
no one's get the chance and opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally felt.
Yeah. It's I feel the same way because it was I think I was more upset. I think when I got older, probably when I was like in my like 20s and stuff. I think that's when I was more upset. I feel like as a teenager, I was pretty like, oh, it's fine. Like I like because I would like be at church a lot, and then I would just kind of I would stay busy so I wouldn't think about it. And then when I got older, I had more time, so I thought more about like that. I wanted to do more stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but now I'm starting to like as I'm talking to more people on the podcast, it's made me like try to think more positively on it because it's stuff like we met because of our siblings, and it's something like that where I
yes.
would there's a lot of people
Uh,
and opportunities I would not have just to meet others and stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that
I
part's
think
exciting. Mm-hmm.
yes. I think he is just sometimes he really can make you very angry. Sometimes he just did something to make you laugh. Very funny.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom will like say, you make me angry. Sometimes you also make me funny, make me laugh. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I think most
Yeah.
of the time I am. I think my patience towards him is quite okay, unless my sister, like her patience is very 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 limited. Her patience is not like me.
Oh,
I
okay.
felt like my younger sister. She's and our personality are so different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause I'm more towards the extroverted side. She's the very introverted side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really like share with her friends about her family situation, or she will just
Oh.
friends that is comfortable to talk. It's not like me. Like everywhere, I will just try to learn to make friends here and
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So then, does your brother interact? I'm guessing he interacts differently with her than with you, since like your personalities are just different.
Yes, but but the funny thing is that my friends realize that my brother and I are so alike. Like
Oh.
everybody say, your brother really look like you. Like wow, photo like the printer like that, photo machine like that, so alike. That's the thing that my friend, my colleague also felt. Also feel like so alike to us.
Oh, that's interesting. I
Yeah, that
think me and my sister. I don't know if we look alike. There's one picture we were both. So yeah, so I had a picture when I was like 18. she took a very similar picture at 18, and those two pictures you can kind of tell we look alike, but otherwise I don't know if you can tell or not that we're related. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we look alike, but I don't. For me, it's hard to tell, right? Because I've seen her, and then it's not. I People when they see us together, they don't say that, but they also don't say, "Oh, you don't look alike." So that's why I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah. The funny part, like I think my friends are like, yeah, I think during my IT years, my friends, I didn't really tell them much about my brother's situation. I think as they get to know me more, then they learn about my brother's situation. I mean, like they found like it's like autism is a very common thing now towards
Mhm.
my secondary school and my IT post secondary school IT years,
Mhm.
and then towards my career, like my colleague also found like it's a very common thing.
Okay.
I think in the way that they handle special needs children, they ask me, "Are you okay?" They were surprised that like I'm so used to like children meltdown and children
Mhm.
like meltdown in a school very
Yeah.
bad. Then my then they ask me. Then my colleague will be concerned like, how your brother meltdown at home? Is it the same? That actually it's almost the same. I'm so used to it now. The way
Yeah.
they meltdown. So it doesn't matter to me. Like even when they melt down so bad, they scream so loud. I'm so used to it. Like I'm so
Yeah.
very to them like, how come you're so calm? I'm the very calm person. They are very scared, but I'm the very calm person. Like well look always. I will try to promise myself how to calm this child down when this child melt down, this and that.
Yeah.
I will not feel like very scared or shocked or shocked also shocked a bit like a
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because like they're so small. So it's almost easier sometimes because they're smaller than you versus like I don't like I'm guessing your brother is bigger than you or like the same size, right? Versus like with the kids you work with.
But nowadays the kids are quite big. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the parents fed them quite well also.
Oh, okay. I was
I think, yeah. I mean, nowadays the
Oh.
children with special needs, they are also being taken care quite well.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. Just kidding.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
the skinnier one, I still easier for me to manage. Those heavy one, sometimes we need two teachers or three teachers to handle. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, no, yeah, it's hard. And that's the interesting thing, right? Like sometimes the meltdown by itself is not the hard thing. The hard thing is how big they are and what they do. Because
Yes,
the bigger they are, then it's just they have more weight. They have like they're stronger just because they're bigger. Versus if they're smaller than you, like they can only do so much because they're just smaller.
yes,
You know.
yes.
Yeah, that part.
But
Yeah,
when they are small, the way they hurt you also can hurt you quite bad also.
that is very true.
And it's because I think bite by my one of my student before, just bite my hand. I was like, oh
Oh,
dear. Then the parents like feel so guilty about it and said sorry to me. But to me, I'm fine because even my brother will also bite other people, bite himself
yeah,
but in lungs, this and that. Like I'm so used to it.
yeah,
Then I share my experience with my students. I say, it's okay. I understand how you feel. I do have a special needs siblings. Yeah, I
yeah.
know that process is not easy.
Yeah, for sure. Did you know that you always wanted to work with kids that had disabilities, like even when you were younger too?
I didn't really feel that. So when I started this job, apply this job, one of my friend was just working in this organization called Touch Community Service.
Mhm.
She is one of my church friends, so she brought me into to this childcare under Touch. So
Oh,
then I was just serving in the church as a Sunday school teacher,
okay.
a school leader. and then I managed to get into that job.
Oh, okay.
So,
Interesting.
all the special needs children are more towards the high functioning side.
Okay.
Yes, we accept children with high functioning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually now we are slowly accepting low functioning to see how we can manage them.
Yeah, it's a different challenge.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
we have different types of special need children now. We also want to
Mhm.
see how we can manage, how we can learn through that process. Because we already went through the training, but we haven't go on the practical process. That's why our principal put us into practice on it.
Oh, right, right. Cause yeah, cause you can learn all about it anywhere, but it's different when
Yes,
you have a kid who's yeah, who's there,
yes,
who's different. Yeah.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that makes sense. For your friends and stuff. So you were saying that you're more extrovert, so you have like your friends and that you try to meet more people than your sister, not as much. And then how does for your brother, does he try to interact with people outside, or do you have your friends ever interact with him?
I do have friends trying to talk to him, but I think he's just in his own world sometimes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yes.
I guess
But
he enjoys that.
for my colleague, I think they just know him that he's just in his world. Like my colleagues are like very fine because they handle
Mm.
so many special needs children students before. They are very much experienced than me, some of them.
Oh, okay.
They always advise me not to nag at him. Because I always have this habit nagging at him.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes when you nag them too much, they just felt very uncomfortable also.
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about it. That makes sense. I feel like because as like yeah, like as a sister, like part of your job is just to nag a little bit because that's just part of being a sister to anyone. But that I never thought about how much.
Yes.
But grants, yeah. But I think I only really nag my sister if I'm babysitting her. Like if we're in a group and stuff, it doesn't. I don't do it as much, but because I know that there's stuff that she can do by herself but she doesn't want to, so I know that she can, so I just go, you can do it. Like I don't need to do it for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about or ask?
anything else? I think that's all that I shared about my brother journey.
Yeah.
Mm.
I appreciate that. That's it's exciting. So I guess we'll have our final question, which is how we always end this podcast.
Yeah.
Are there any words of encouragement that you would like to share with our fellow siblings listening?
Even when you felt like you have a special needs sibling, you felt like very restless, you couldn't handle. One thing to say that don't give up. Try to look
Mm-hmm.
for some, try to go and look for some researchers and like internet can Google search like how to handle like autism meltdown, this and that. I believe that there's ways for you to help your parents to handle them. Just don't give up in how when you see that meltdown or you when you see them, you know, get very you can you feel restless. Like I just felt like it is okay to see them melt down, but just don't give up in any situation when you felt like wow or I couldn't accept my siblings is autism special need. Don't give up in them lah. I think they have their unique way. You never know what they can be. I think for me, I can see my brother. He has a lot of talents. It's just that sometimes he just hide his talent. You never know what they
Yeah.
are good
Yeah.
in. Yeah, so don't give up on them. There is hope in them.
Yeah. Excellent. Hidden talents are very true. And yeah, definitely not give in because there's always something to look forward to. It might not feel like it, but there's always something better
Yes,
that's coming.
yes.
Yeah.
You never know that they can be very sweet to you sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. Cool.
Yes, yes.
Well, thank you for being on the podcast. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. I'm very honored you invited me.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Special Needs Sibling Podcast. It's definitely a tough journey being a sibling out there, so I hope you feel encouraged listening to other siblings share their stories. Here's a couple of ways you can support the podcast. Number 1, tell all your friends. We definitely need listeners to listen to the show. Number 2, please subscribe wherever you're listening to stay up to date on new siblings sharing their stories. Number 3, you can support us on Patreon. Even a small contribution can help keep the podcast up and running. And last but not least, if you're a fellow sibling, please consider being on the show. We definitely can't keep this show going without you. Even if it seems scary getting your story out there, know that only you can tell your story, and that we're all here to support you. And even if you don't want to be recorded, that's totally fine. I'd be more than happy to chat offline with any of you out there who want to continue to build this community of special needs siblings. Until next time, this is the Special Needs Sibling Podcast.